So today, on the day I'm recording this video, it's October 13th. 4 days since the Deontay Wilder vs. Tyson Fury 3 fight, where Tyson Fury got off the floor twice to drop Deontay Wilder 3 times. In the final knockdown, he managed to knock Deontay Wilder out cold. And I'm also about 17 to 18 days out from Alexander Usyk outboxing Anthony Joshua, to claiming the WBO, WBA, IBF, and IBO titles. And many people have seemed to rate Deontay Wilder above of Anthony Joshua following these fights. Look, don't get me wrong, Deontay Wilder put up the much more courageous performance. He let it all on the line. He was not prepared to lose by decision, where Anthony Joshua did not go for the kill at any point of the fight, even though I thought he was very aggressive in round 8, and he got his eyes shut in round 8, where you could easily say the fight was a draw. By the time round 8 came by, his eye was shut, and then Usyk managed to win the last 4 rounds. But many people believe just because Deontay Wilder dropped a very sloppy and overweight and unenthusiastic Tyson Fury, many people are claiming that Deontay Wilder would walk through Anthony Joshua. I just want to make one point clear. This version of Anthony Joshua, the 2021-2022 version of Anthony Joshua, walks through this version or any version of Deontay Wilder. Absolutely walks through him. He could out-jab him, outbox him, out-muscle him, and frankly, can even out-power him. Because Anthony Joshua has more than one tool. It's not just the straight right hand. He can knock you out with the left hook. He can knock you out with the right hand. He can knock you out with the right uppercut. Where Deontay Wilder strictly depends on one tool to knock out his opponents. This version of Anthony Joshua, I used to believe that Deontay Wilder takes out Anthony Joshua. The Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua of old. The Anthony Joshua that was a hunt and destroy, very stiff, just trying to land his combinations, just trying to seek you out and knock you out. I thought that version, who was not versatile whatsoever, would get knocked out by Deontay Wilder. I just think he'd box too much on the center line and would get knocked out. This version of Deontay Wilder that can move, that has a really good jab, that has much better stamina than he did before. Him being at 239, 240 has proved to be very beneficial for him. Back then, when he was in the high 250s, he used to gaslight in fights. He gassed against Vladimir Klitschko. Really, that's it. I don't remember another time where he gassed. Well, he's known for not having the best of stamina. But Deontay Wilder, in his new weight, well, actually, Deontay Wilder in the past 2 fights seems to be running out of gas by round 2, ever since he's hit the 230s. He was at his best when he was in the 210s. That was the best Deontay Wilder. He's no longer like that. So Deontay Wilder basically has 3 to 4 rounds to knock Anthony Joshua out. And we saw the very first right hand that Tyson Fury landed on Deontay Wilder in round 1 had Deontay Wilder's legs gone. The very first right hand, it erased all of Deontay Wilder's game plan. The saying that Mike Tyson always had, that everyone has a game plan till they get punched in the mouth, came true for Deontay Wilder. The second he got hit, he erased his entire game plan. The very second. So, and I'm willing to bet a lot of money that Anthony Joshua has a much, much better right hand than Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, for some reason, people believe now he's the hardest puncher in heavyweight boxing, which is false. Deontay Wilder, it's not like we've never seen him hurt before. He was dropped by a journeyman before. He was hurt very badly against Luis Ortiz the first time, and the doctor saved him from being stopped, and the doctor gave him a minute extra to rest. So let's not act like Deontay Wilder has the best chin in the world. I think Deontay Wilder might have a decent chin, might have might have a decent ability to take a punch, but his legs cannot take punches. I'm telling you this right now. He cannot take punches. Anthony Joshua, I think he could take a better punch than Deontay Wilder. It's just that his recovery isn't as good as Deontay Wilder's recovery. Or actually, we've never seen Deontay Wilder recover from a knockdown. We'll say his recovery skills are not as good as Tyson Fury. Or Tyson Fury, we've seen him several times recover from knockdowns. Anthony Joshua doesn't have that same recovery ability. Even though he did recover against a very hard power puncher in Vladimir Klitschko, a guy I'm willing to bet right now punches harder than both Fury and Wilder. Vladimir Klitschko has power in both his hands. Vladimir Klitschko has knocked out guys in a higher level than Deontay Wilder. I don't know who Deontay Wilder knocked out for him to be considered this specimen, this crazy strong guy. Like George Foreman, he was known for having crazy power. We saw him knock out Joe Frazier and Ken Norton, didn't we? We saw him take out Michael Moorer with a single punch, didn't we? We saw what he does to these guys. Just ends the fight. A fight that he's completely being dominated in. He would end it with a punch. But that was the older George Foreman, where the younger George Foreman would just walk through everyone in 2 or 3 rounds. So we haven't seen Deontay Wilder knock out. Like Deontay Wilder has faced 3 fighters in the top 5. The first time he faced Boomer Silver, he was in the top 5. He couldn't manage to knock him out. Right? The first Luis Ortiz fight, I believe he was in the top 5. Yeah, he stopped Luis Ortiz late, but not after getting hurt himself. And then he faced Tyson Fury. He dropped Tyson Fury twice in the first fight and twice in the third fight. But let's not act like Tyson Fury has never been dropped before. He was dropped by a cruiserweight, Steve Cunningham. Steve Cunningham has a record of 28 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw with only 13 knockouts. So that's 37 fights, 13 knockouts. What makes people so confident that Deontay Wilder would beat Anthony Joshua? Especially after this back-to-back beatings that Deontay Wilder's taking. And in both fights, his ears were bleeding following the end of the fight. And I'm telling you right now, he couldn't outstrength Tyson Fury. He's now outstrengthening Anthony Joshua. I'm telling you this right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Does Deontay Wilder have a hope in hell in beating Anthony Joshua? He obviously has a puncher's chance. But let's say they're both on their A game. They both going there right now at this stage of their career. I think I got Anthony Joshua winning by mid-round TKO. Or maybe even outboxing him for 12 rounds. I think Joshua has the discipline to outbox Deontay Wilder. Give me your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video in any type of way, please like and subscribe. And Sadiq Boxing out.